How's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday. What a week it has been for PulseChain. Nothing but green candles. That's what I've been seeing. Oh, sorry. That wasn't green candles. That was a green McLaren. We got a green something though. Okay, look at this bad boy. I'm going to keep showing this until it materializes in the charts. The wheels roll. Nice little fun stuff here. Yeah, look at that. Look at the spinning wheels. Look at that. Pretty cool. So yeah. Toy McLaren until the real McLaren. That's what they say. That's an official phrase, I'm pretty sure. Hope you're all doing well out there. We got a fun one today. Interactive. You get to participate today. You are encouraged to come up with A through Z words. So keep that in mind. We'll do the intro, talk to Jexxa for a minute, and we'll get into a presentation. But we're going to deep dive into PulseChain A to Z, and you get to participate. And some of these, we're going to come up with some answers to the different letters and stuff too, but you may have some better ones. So feel free to participate there. Please keep the chills to a very, very low minimum. Less core coins. You know what I'm talking about. And anyways, without further ado, welcome back to the show. Jexxa, you're in. How's it going?
Hey, mate. Thanks for having me back again. It's a bit of a regular occurrence now.
Yeah, it's happened a few times, you know. But I think the question on everyone's mind right now, why isn't Vouch going to the moon again? Come on, Jexxa, answer for yourself. It's supposed to be pumping that chart. What are you doing?
It's like salmon trying to swim upstream, isn't it? Like you just fighting the wave going against you.
That's what everybody wants to know. Come on.
Yeah, we had a nice little run up, but yeah, everything can't keep running up forever. The chart can't always go vertical. So yeah, a little bit of a breather on that. And yeah,
you've been practicing.
Yeah, it'll be nice when everything sort of starts, the current starts flowing in the same direction for everyone. That will be nice.
Come on, validators. Come on, buy and burn. Amazing project.
Come on,
no one knows.
PulseChain.
Come on, PulseChain. There we go. Actually, that's a great question too. I may have asked this last time we did the deep dive. By the way, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about Vouch, DeFi ecosystem, validators go burr. Just type in RHMax Vouch, and you can see the deep dive there. And there's also, he's on a bunch of different channels talking about it. We covered a lot before, but I think one of the questions I asked on it was, what happens when PulseChain gets more volume? What happens when the metrics go up? Like, how does that positively impact Vouch, validators, all that? Like, what's the story there?
Yeah, so we haven't, since Vouch has launched, we haven't seen a surge in gas fees. There was a slight spike yesterday when there was a bit of activity and someone pushed the price of WETH up to $5,100 on PulseChain.
Only on PulseChain. There we go.
Only on PulseChain. I looked across and I seen that spiking and I went, what the hell's ETH doing? So I went across to TradingView to have a look at the one on Ethereum, and it was just in stable. Like, what the hell's going on PulseChain?
Yeah, so arbitrage too. That would be
well, I was trying to. I just didn't have any wrapped ETH sitting around in a wallet. Yeah, so in terms of fee surging on PulseChain, we've had that one little blip, but we have had periods where it just goes absolutely bonkers, and that's usually when the bridge gets clogged because it's too expensive for the bridge validators to do the transactions and things like that. When we have periods like that, that's when we see massive inflows into the validators from the priority fee side, and that's a good thing for Vouch. That is a good thing for Vouch if we see that. So I'm okay if I'm paying higher gas fees. It means our system's cranking in the rewards. Had a look yesterday, and we seen one block that we produced that brought in 2 million. I think it was like 2,300,000 pulse or something in one hit. So that was possibly around that time when that surge was happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the days when there's a lot more on-chain activity. So you've got not only the volume of the fees, but then hopefully you've got the price of Pulse going up as well. So you get that compounding effect. So yeah, that's the days I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. I think that's one phrase we repeated so much throughout until PulseChain launched, and throughout the launch, and when Ethereum was having high gas fees, was, oh, PulseChain has cheap gas fees. And I think the two interesting nuances there is, one, do you want cheap gas fees forever? Doesn't the network is worth something if the native token is worth more, right? So don't we want expensive gas fees in the future? And then we can figure out how to solve that. Pretty sure PulseChain gas fees get expensive. Vitalik at that point may have already come up with some alien big brain solution to lower them anyway. So we can then adopt from PulseChain. Boom, win-win with the fork stuff. And then the second one is, I never believed the Ethereum gas fees were going to be expensive forever anyways. Like that seemed like a short-term thing. I'm like, they're built, this is like world computer thing, guys. Like they're pretty serious about fixing a lot of these things to make sure DeFi is great. Why wouldn't they fix the gas fees with technology and other ways to do it?
Yeah. So the layer 2 thing has obviously helped already, but what it's done is, I guess, it's fractured their liquidity and it's pushed some transaction out to each of the layer 2s, which I mean, it's good. It reduces the traffic on the base layer, but is that great for the price performance of ETH? Time will tell. But I guess as long as that ecosystem's growing, it's all positive. Yeah. So, but we haven't had I still don't think we've had a peak period on ETH to see whether those effects are actually just market, whether it's the state of the market at the moment and there's just no one using on-chain stuff as much, or whether they have truly fixed the issue. And I think there's probably a bit of both there. I think as soon as you get a number of people come in and start doing on-chain activity on ETH again, on the base layer, I think you're going to see the fees surge again.
Come on, Tom Lee, send us to 15K so we can test Ethereum's technology.
Let's do it.
And test all the whales out there that got ETH bags too. That'd be good times ahead. I certainly hope so. Yeah, what's I mean, this past week, I noticed an uptake of, people post nice things about PulseChain, and then they either get an FU or they get you've been posting this for 4 years, or that quick sentiment check for you. Do you think? Now, I made a post. I talked about this the other day. I was like, I think this is the last shakeout. I think if anyone's still here, they're going to be here. And then I think I was one period post early on that. What's the pulse look like to you out there?
Look, if you get on Twitter and have a look, it's the whole world's coming down, and it's the end of PulseChain, and Rich is the worst man ever. And it's funny. Like, I think there's some people that do that for, like, some people are legitimately having a whinge. Some people are just having a bit of fun. Some people are probably fudding their professional fuzzers, fudding their own bags and things like that. So I think there's a bit of a mix. And like, I know some of the guys that are doing it, I know they're well invested into the PulseChain financially, and emotionally is not the right word, but they've put a lot of their time, energy, and effort into the chain. So the way they're posting probably it's more emotional than really reflective of how they feel about the long term, where it can go long term. So I think people are just reactive.
Is this 40HS? Is any conversation good conversation publicity for Pulse? It's try.
Yeah, and that's yeah. And that's the thing. You can go around on this, and there's a wide variety of views. We've heard Richard say he wants to shake people out violently. Hence your tweet. Is this final shakeout? So is that part of
52 more weeks? Don't worry.
52 more weeks. And everyone refers to the tweet about the game. So the movie, The Game. So is this all part of the game, that 4D chess game that's being played out? And the reality is, it's probably a mixture. It's probably half and half. There's probably some people throwing their toys out of the pram and giving up and walking away. There is probably some brinkmanship in some things that are going on. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know the full truth until many moons
60 minutes interview with
that's
Richard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your highest stakes part 2.
There we go. High stakes part 2. What would they call it? Marketing. Never before seen marketing. High stake. I think that'll probably be a big part of it if we get a second one.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think the funniest conspiracy was like, Richard let the bridge down because, for the shakeout. I'm kind of, I don't know. Of all the things, I'm kind of sympathetic to that. I'm like, I could totally be in like, he's like, he gets a call from, wherever. Hey, the bridge bug or whatever. He's like, take your time. Don't worry. I know it's like a 2-line change. Don't worry. Shakeout's still going on. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm possibility. And
okay,
and
so
again,
go ahead. you're a little bit technical.
Yeah.
When you seen that bridge error, what was your thoughts?
I was just thinking, okay, this looks like something got updated where the APIs don't match, or maybe there was just some. I thought it was an update. I thought there was something that they were depending on, or something changed on the on Wallet Connect or something that was causing it. And if it were that, then it would be super. It's just like, okay, well, how do you, as I'm not a dev, but I definitely code and know technology deeply. What do you do? Well, okay, go test it. Go do a test with connect to the bridge, not connect to the bridge. Go try different versions of Wallet Connect. Try different browsers, like all this stuff. Assuming we have a dev team that's engaged in rolling stuff out and deploying stuff and all that. I guess I don't think it's a big assumption to make. Then that seems to could be fixed pretty quickly, unless there's some like super weird quirks going on about it. But I don't know. I didn't hear any other products in crypto having this kind of thing. I didn't hear any other OmniBridge forks having issues like that. Wallet Connect's a super common, library to implement on crypto stuff. So again, I'm not saying that there was like this intentional delay, but it was like, all right, it's been like a couple weeks. How is this? I'll be sympathetic to the, okay, take your time narrative too. So, and I know when people hear that too, like that's not what people want to hear. I don't want to onboard people and be like, don't go to the PulseChain bridge because you can't connect your wallet. Like I don't want to do that either. But at the same time, like this, we haven't did a 10x. This isn't, we're not in a massive bull run right now. Like we got time. So
so I'm pretty much with you. If you were serious about wanting to fix that was not they basically just put in a couple of new lines to redirect it to a different wallet connect type thing. So I don't think I'm not sure what they were using originally, but they've obviously gone to the native reown one. I think they might have been using what was it called, Rainbow or something like that. So it was basically just a quick switch. So
have you ever diffed like IPFS apps? I'll show this real quick.
No, you're probably actually. That's one thing I was looking at was, and I couldn't find it. I went to actually your site to see if you had a history. Like, how can you go back in time to find one that would have been working?
Well, what I did before, let's see. Let me share this real quick. Is what did I diff? Did I diff the bridge? What did I diff? Yeah, I did do an old version of it. So I diffed version 106 with 107 and figured out how to do that. And basically, like, you just download the IPFS app to do it, run it, download the apps, and then you just do like, your standard diff stuff to see what changed. And I haven't did it with the recent one. Actually, it's funny enough that everyone's like dev talk. Okay, we're going to get through dev talk, then we're going to get to the presentation. But I think this is interesting where it went from version 108 to 110. So I was like, what happened to 109? Was that ever deployed? I haven't checked my scripts to keep up to date with IPFS stuff for Go Real DeFi, but I wonder if that was ever deployed or if that was like an internal version too. But if you have the previous versions, if you can download them, if they're published to IPFS, then you can do diffing tools and just see what changed. And this one I go through of like all the different stuff. They added like Ethereum, it changed like Gamma's RPC stuff and all that. So you can totally go through and diff this and download off IPFS to see what changed too. I haven't did it with the latest one, but that would be funny if it was literally like 2 lines. I guess I'll be generous to be like,
yeah. Where were you getting the previous IPFS links from?
So the IPFS tool, you just do git with the hash, and then you output to the file, and then so you can do that for both of them, and then you just do whatever diff tool you want to.
But where are you getting the hash from though? Like, how did you know? Oh, because you've kept a record of all of that, have you?
Yeah. So with Go Real DeFi, it automatically updates. So it keeps the hash here too. And then I have like,
that's why I went to your site.
Go ahead.
That's why I went to your site. I was going, surely he's got something here. Yeah, that's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah. So this is actually, I don't publish all the hashes for all the different versions. I think I just literally just I think I have like debug output from it. And so every once in a while, if I do want to see the hashes for previous ones, I just check for it. So anyone can do that. Anyone can just like check and see what the official website's running. And every time there's an update, you can just get the new hash and stuff like that. But actually, now that I'm looking at it, now there's 111. So the bridge changed again. There's been a new version published. I didn't even know. It automatically updates on the back end for GoReal DeFi. So now we have version 1.11. So we click this. We can see it will show what I think that's a cache thing that happens sometimes too. This has come up before. It will, if you do it on your browser, it should come up version 1.11. But anyways, all right, we've nerded out, Jexxa. We've nerded out.
Yeah, we did. No, that's good to know. That's a nice little tip that I was looking for that. I couldn't find it. Good to know.
How about this though? How about this? Everyone, are you ready for? Hopefully this presentation thing works. Jexxa and I did the tech support in the green room to be able to get this actually work. I tell them the AI tool I use, Manus, usually is spot on and amazing for every single thing, except I tried it like 3 times to get it to make me a Google Slides that actually is clickable, and it didn't do it. So I said, we're doing it live, and didn't want to spend any more time on it. So this is chat. Are you ready? I see about 200 or so views right now. Hopefully there's at least 50 of you participating in the chat. We're going to need your help. We're going to go through A through Z. So each one, briefly talk about something pertaining to PulseChain, mostly DeFi stuff, and go through each letter. So you're going to learn a lot about PulseChain if you're new, and probably something even if you're not new as well. And you can chime in with whatever. Keep it as gentle and nice as possible. Avoid profanity, because that's not really PulseChain related, even though sentiment shows up from time to time. And let me get over to, cool. So I can just click it in StreamYard. Here we go. I'm learning today too. All right, that's actually something that I was looking up the other day too, because I wanted to talk about pillars of DeFi. I think this did a pretty good job too, because I wanted to bring it out to today on the spaces earlier. By the way, shout out to Fast Abdul for getting set up with what was your name? Crypto Empress for that spaces. That was really good. If anyone hasn't watched it, I think it was recorded. Go back and listen to it. That was like a really good intro to PulseChain.
There was something like was it 1,000 viewers or?
What did he say? 1,800 people that probably don't know about PulseChain. I think that was the tweet. Yeah. No, it was really good. And I never do spaces. Like I may do spaces. Everyone, maybe I'll hop on Tam sometime because they do the Rich Hart University thing. But I'm just not much for spaces. But that was a really good one. Like it was like not just a bunch of people talking about random stuff. We were like spot on, great questions. Everyone talking about their experiences, all that stuff.
I've found spaces just turn into a shouting match, and it's very hard to control who's speaking over each other.
Well, every time I listen into one, it's just like there's like I feel like you need to listen for however long they go. I can't just listen in like people listen to stream now. You could hop on, you spend 5 minutes, you're going to hear us talk about things. It's going to keep moving. There's an agenda, all that stuff. With spaces, for better or for worse, it is just a big conversation with a bunch of different people. So it's like the ROI for the time spent, to me, usually I haven't got much from it. So, and I like creating content. I like creating videos, and it's like, why can't they make a video that then you can go share? Like, why is it always got to be audio? I don't know. I have a bunch of acts to pick with spaces, but they're good for what they do. I gained I probably got 20 or 30 followers. It looked like from just doing.
No, they do.
So
you do get more eyeballs on spaces because it filters out to a larger audience, and an audience that probably you don't normally reach as well. Like, so hopefully you might jag a few people that you don't normally always speak to, or that don't come to your channel specifically. So there's definitely benefits from that point of view.
Definitely. Yeah. So anyways, the DeFi pillars, it made me think of the earlier conversation too, but decentralization, permissionless access, transparency, non-custodial control, programmable money, yield generation. Are these, you talked a lot about ecosystem and DeFi and stuff too. Is there anything missing? Like each one of these, I feel like fit pretty well with PulseChain in some way, either with the products or the design. Is anything missing from this that is, I guess you could say, I don't know, privacy is directly related to DeFi. I feel like it is the empowering piece. But what's
that's exactly, and I knew you'd pick up on that one. That's probably the only one, and I reckon you could put a box around all of that called privacy, because I think it's important to have, the most important thing is permissionless access. Like that is probably the game changer of this space, let's face it. Like you don't have to sign up to an account or do your KYC. Like if you want to open a new account, it is literally 5 minutes to click add account to a wallet. bit of wallet software. Like that is just an absolute game changer. So that's the biggest thing, is the permissionless access. And I think now that we understand how all these tools work, and we realize that the transparency was nice because you can see sort of what's going on and you can validate everything, but you don't want everyone looking into your wallets all the time. You want to be able to if I want to send you something, I don't have to go and create a whole new wallet and isolate that wallet so that you don't know what else it links back to. And so, yeah, I think we need that privacy component. And I think we're getting it. I think we're getting something like that on PulseChain, aren't we? We're starting to build those pillars.
I definitely suspect that either officially, I suspect officially we may get a product or integration with PulseX or with a super app, or maybe just natively stuff launched on PulseChain, whether it's Railgun or otherwise. And then I've heard Liberty Swap, I've heard community products talk about integration of that is like ongoing, like it's going to happen from what I've heard so far. So we're either going to have it officially, community, or both. So privacy definitely seems like it's coming to PulseChain, which is, again, the edge, another amazing thing.
Yeah, and I think Railgun's the one to use if you're going to integrate anything. Seems to be the one that's been the most effective. Vitalik himself uses that all the time, so that's got to give it some street cred.
Yeah, and I think people really underestimate DeFi, either if they don't know much about it or they've just been, maybe they've just been a PulseChain for a while. I kind of take it for granted, where it's like, oh yeah, like you said, just click a button, you get another account, you got another key to information in the blockchain. Go to your bank and try to take out money. Go to your bank and try to open an account. It's just like, how is this much effort and time? And you got to do it in person. You got to do all the, never mind the KYC and all that stuff. So that is a huge feature of DeFi and super important thing. In addition to privacy, it's just being able to permissionless access. It's just like anyone with internet connection can go access decentralized financial services. So
recently we had to, one of our banks closed one of our business accounts, and they gave us plenty of notice. So it wasn't like they just shut us down, but they said, okay, 6 months time, you're going to have to move all your business accounts. We're out of that game. So we had to go find another bank to set up business accounts. And I kid you not, it took probably 3 to 4 months of jumping through hoops, trying to get all the paperwork aligned so that they were happy that we could set up a business account. And we had to do a couple of them, so that was even worse. And 6 months later, we've got a letter, and I'm notoriously slack at responding to this, but they've said, we only just went through the whole KYC process, gave them all trust documents and everything. 6 months later, they've come back and said, oh, no, we need you to do KYC again. If you don't do it in X amount of time, we're locking your account. So at the moment, the account's locked because they bloody know who we are, and we've been through it once, and now we've got to jump through the hoops again. So they've just cut access again. So ridiculous. That kind of stuff. Yeah, it's partly the bank's fault, but it's also policy that's getting forced down on those guys that they have to comply with. So they don't want to make it hard for customers. They just get told they've got to do X, Y, and Z, and they've got to make it hard for customers to do it. So, man, you just don't underestimate what you've got in front of you with DeFi. Yeah, there's a little bit of friction in first learning how to use it, but once you're on it, like I don't want to ever deal with a bank again. I'd happily live in crypto world.
Dude, every single time I get annoyed by the bank, I'm like, this is why I'm on crypto. This is why. Like, control my money and make a lot of it. Control my money, make a lot of it. Like, that's every time I'm reminded. I'm like, thank you, bank, for reminding me. You've given me motivation and woken me up to what I'm here for.
Yeah, so I think we've just got to get everyone over that first hurdle of like, how do you get them on chain? Like that's the biggest leap for someone that knows nothing about crypto. Getting them from normie bank world onto a wallet or onto on chain. That's the biggest leap. If we can make that easy,
I think it's only going to get easier. I think the integration, I keep hearing about. Let's do A is for Apple real quick. Why not? Because we're on here.
Okay.
I've heard an Android, Apple and Android. It's what was it? I think it's watching All In podcast. You ever watch All In podcast? By the way, All In. Yeah, with all the VCs and stuff. VCs are a bad word. It's like these guys are actually they're pretty cool though. They were talking about, I think I heard it on there, when Apple is going to enable, like on your phone, you can just pay with a stable coin. Maybe that's coming after Clarity Act. Maybe that's coming 2027. I don't know. But boy, is that going to open up a lot of doors, because that literally enables the normies to just be like, yeah, I got the crypto coin. Like, they don't even have to know what crypto is to be able to start using it. And then once they see they can buy other assets with it, what are they going to buy? You're going to go buy stocks and Pokemon cards. You're going to buy like these crypto tokens that go up and down a lot. Like, it's going to open up a lot of doors.
It's good. Like, it's definitely good that we're getting native crypto assets out into the people's hands. My concern is they're going to stay locked up in Apple's ecosystem or Google's or PayPal's, for that matter, where you hold the crypto in their wallets, but you're not really doing crypto. So I think we're still got to get people off. We just got to get them off that last little hop of the centralized stuff and get a proper wallet. Now, I've seen the Solana guys, they've released their wallet, their phone, sorry. And I was expecting that to be something fantastic. Turns out it's just a Android phone with a few apps on it that allow you to do some Solana stuff. So
high hopes for the Solana phone.
Oh, to be honest, I wasn't expecting much.
No select expectations. Solana expectations.
Yeah, so that was when I read about the review, I went, oh, so it's just basically they've just taken an Android wallet, white labeled it, and an Android phone, white labeled it, and put an app on it. So,
it reminds me though too, like I can actually see that Apple doing like a stable coin, because wasn't there an Apple card? Didn't they get into financial services? They've been getting a lot more into services than the hardware stuff. So I could totally see like a stable coin minted by Apple, especially with all the clarity, regulatory clarity stuff. And then, of course, they'll want to keep you in buying. I don't want to say Apple tokens. You have an app store, but for tokens now, but hopefully there'll be some kind of bridge to get you into other less DGen networks than what I can imagine that could be.
That is the mega play at the moment. And Somi talks about it all the time, the stablecoin super cycle, but it's true. Like that, if you're a large company, you want a slice of that pie, because that is just a revenue maker. Like, if you're holding essentially people's deposits, you're now the new bank.
But Jexxa, how do you make money on stablecoins? Should I buy USDC? Like, I think that's the point. Everyone's like,
you don't make money on it, but the people issuing them make the money on it. I don't know that much.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only thing I can think of is if you want to do LP in a stable pool, you can earn yield from that, which assuming all the stables are legit. But yeah, that's always the joke of like, oh, look at this USDC coin. It's in the top 10. It's not going anywhere. It's a stable coin. Should I buy a stable coin?
But the funny thing is, everyone's going to start getting yield on it. So I think that was part of the Genius Act, where you couldn't pay yield on a stable coin. That was one of the big no-nos. And for obvious reasons, you are literally then taking the bank's role. But everyone's going to find clever ways around how to do that. So they're paying rewards and things like that instead of yield.
Well, yeah, the banks don't want the people to not do like CDs and stuff, right? They want to take away from their existing yield products.
It's more their deposits. Like but I guess, their CDs are their deposit, part of their deposit base as well. But yeah, if everyone's taking their money out of their normal bank account and putting it over onto Apple or PayPal or bloody whoever it is that's issuing these things now, banks are not happy about that. Hence why I don't know whether you guys have this, but in Australia, we have a lot of restrictions about how much funds you can send per month to a crypto exchange.
Man. No, thankfully we've avoided that.
Yep.
That's sorry.
So
damn.
It already happened to you.
Come on, pro crypto. That's actually one thing that makes me thankful about the administration is I keep hearing them talk about DeFi, self custody, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, thank you that somebody's in there being like, we can make a lot of money if we don't take their freedom away for the self custody stuff. Like, let's stop doing that. Somehow we got we got somebody in there that's or somebody around them doing the crypto stuff that's like, guys, we still want the freedom so far, but oh yeah, that sucks being able to monthly limits. But anyways, for a lot of things, chat, you've been extremely quiet. I don't know if you heard the message, but you're feel free to participate. If not, I mean, me and Jexxa have enough brain cells to put these words together as well. But also, first thing that came to mind, and the first thing the AI thought of, and I can't show you because the presentation won't clicky, it was airdrop. And that was the PulseChain airdrop. May 12th, 2023, whatever coins you're holding, maybe a day before that or so. What was the history on that Jexxa? It was like whatever block height. So it was like sometime.
Yeah, you're better. You're clearly better on the date than I am. I couldn't even tell you when the chain went live. So you're one up on me. But yeah, massive airdrop of any asset you held on the Ethereum blockchain. You got what we call a PRC 20 copy on PulseChain. Some are worth something, some not so much. But I don't think that game's fully played out yet. So we'll see what happens.
If you click on Go over DeFi navigation and go to airdrop, it goes to, there's a few different sites you can do, but GoPulse has it, PLS Charts has it. If you type in your Ethereum address, it can tell you how much you got. And if I just go to, let's go to Ether. I did this before with like, I wonder if it will tell me.
I'm just going to pick a rando wallet.
Yeah. I'm like, what's the best way? I mean, usually I'd be like Binance wallets or something just to show like some of the bigger accounts. Binance addresses. Do something AeroSwap, Binance deposit address. Do something like this. See if we can get lucky. I'll just pick one. If not, I'll search in a second. But let's just put this one in here. Oops. And if you type it in, let's see if they got any money on PulseChain.
Zero.
Nope. Zero. Come on, give me. I'm just going to Google for.
Yeah, some of those. Like you say, some of the Binance ones, that'd be crackers, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I looked up a couple before and they were, hot wallets. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Hot wallet 20. Let's see what hot wallet 20 has in it. So here, $5 million. I mean, I don't know what the liquidity is for some of these coins, but $5 million worth of market value on their airdrop.
Yeah.
So will Binance ever give you airdrop?
No, TUSD. Is that no longer exists, does it? TUSD. That went down the gurgler, I think.
I think there was something with that, but I'm not sure if
they. I think the other ones, they got. I think they were banking with, was it Prime Trust or someone? And I think that went.
There was something to do with that. Yeah. That's some hex. Somebody send them some hex. 1100 hex. What else? PLS. They have.
And what's interesting about that is not Binance's money. And this is the thing that people haven't figured out yet.
If they wanted to be their money.
If they want it, but that would be, I think they'd get in a little bit of trouble if they were to take that away from people. So they will probably just sit there.
Do you think it's kind of bullish for PulseChain? Like, do you think if we ever get them to come around for it, hey, customers, hey, we've opened PulseChain trading. Now you got assets on there.
Yeah, and I think that was always the draw card with, and why Richard has sort of promoted that as well is, and we see this with Coinbase, where they've got, 300 million PDI sitting in an account that's linked to the Sens Foundation. And I think this, I don't know the full history here, so I could be a little bit off target. Maybe we should save this for C. We can talk about it at C.
Oh, well, I was going to say B is for Binance just to keep going. But
for Binance, yeah. So we'll do B is for Binance. So they've got a whole bunch of coins. And then we can do C for Coinbase.
They're a huge PulseChain fork holder. Binance hot wallets. There you go.
Yeah, but the same thing that happens for Binance is happening on Coinbase. And so my understanding is the Sens Foundation is launching something on the Base network, or they're somehow doing something over on the Base network. They've actually got a bit of a relationship with Coinbase, is my understanding. And they've asked Coinbase about, okay, well, we've got 300 million PDI sitting in a wallet over there. We'd like access to it. Now, I don't know, this is all rumor and speculation at this point, but will Coinbase make those funds available for them. And I think that was always part of the plan, was if all these exchanges are holding these airdrop funds, they don't actually belong to the exchange. They belong to the users who are holding their funds on the exchange. So I know if I knew that there was an airdrop sitting there for me that was worth tens of thousands of dollars, I'd be putting a bit of pressure on the exchange to say, why can't I get my coins? So
yeah. Do you think that'll be an initiative kicking off? Do you think there'll be a time where we're like, all right, now's the time to be like, go to your exchange, to show like, here's their hot wallet address. We see that they're holding a ton of PulseChain coins. Are you like, file a support ticket, ask them to support PulseChain so you can get your tokens? You think we'll see that initiative coming up at some time?
I think if there is enough value there, people will make an effort. And look, you see people chase airdrops and they'll jump through 10 hoops to get $3 worth of an airdrop. Like, it's insane what people will do to get a little bit of an airdrop. Reposting on Twitter, following this account, send something here, invite someone else. Like, they'll go through a 10-step process to get $3 or $4 worth of airdrop. You think they won't do that on an exchange if they know that there's a whole pile of money they've got sitting on there that they can't access?
I mean, I don't know if anyone's did the analysis, but there is, I mean, this is just one Binance hot wallet, $5 million worth of PulseChain airdrop value. There's probably hundreds, I would say hundreds of these, maybe similar values, maybe lower values. But I mean, again, if any wallets held coins at least around May 12th, 2023, there's money sitting there. You know, there's liquidity, may go up and down for some of these coins, but there is money sitting there, and there's plenty of reasons to ask for it from your exchange. So hopefully that'll kick off. And
I know I'd be inclined to send in a request to support if there was 10 grand sitting in a wallet that I wanted to get access to.
Yeah. Well, I think if it happens, it'll happen like, okay, we'll get like a bunch of green candles, everything will start popping off. Everybody much more motivated. You'll be able to make a tweet and be like, hey, everyone go do this. And they'll actually go do it. And they'll it'll be like a thing. Right now, everyone's like, come on, just get back to stack price, everyone. Just get the stack price. Come on, get the fuck out of here. It's just like, let me show the McLaren again. Look at the McLaren. Look at the McLaren. Look at the McLaren. It's a nice car. Nice car. Got the butterfly doors. Boop. Look at that. Yeah, I said the Lambo the other day. Yeah, I said Lambo the other day, and somebody was like, "No, it's McLaren." I'm like, "You're right. I do see McLaren Elva on the back of it." Yeah. I assume every green sports car is a Lambo. So there you go. All right, we're gonna be at this for about 4 hours if we don't get moving here.
Yeah,
C, we already went through Coinbase.
We've done Coinbase, haven't we? D.
Yeah, D. I want to say Dex, and we can talk about PulseX. Actually, maybe for some of these topics too, we can just be like an interesting question. We can pick one interesting question from it. One thing I can think of from like Dex, PulseX, for example. Do you think we're ever going to get, what upgrades do you think we'll get to PulseX? And do you think we'll ever have like V3? Will we have single side staking? Will we have limit orders? Like all this stuff. What do you think the future holds for PulseX?
I think when the time is right, we will. The time is nowhere near right. And I don't know whether we've ever had this conversation before, but V2 liquidity, you've got a lot more control over what the pools do and how they react, because they're very, very consistent. You've got to put matching amounts in. You've got a constant ratio where you can sort of plan things out. We've already got other dexes that do the V3 thing and so forth, and I think there's a V4 one coming as well. But for PulseX being the core of the liquidity on PulseChain, I think it's important to keep it a V2 at least for now. Maybe let the plan play out a little bit, and then we might see V3s and things like that pop up. But for now, I think V2 serves a really good purpose. And if someone was architecting something behind the scenes, they can do it in a lot more controlled fashion.
Yeah, I think that's always been the explanation too is why V2, and I don't know if Richard talked directly about it on the stream before, but I mean, all the conversation has been basically V2 pumps harder. Like he loves the was it K times Y two, whatever
X times Y equals K.
Yeah, X times Y equals K. I feel like I've heard that a million times from Richard and everyone who can remember it. But like that whole deal is like the fundamentals there are the strongest, and that's why that's why we forked V2 instead of V3 in the first place. I think that's basically the reasonable explanation.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It hasn't served its purpose yet, and when it's done, then I'm sure we'll see upgrades.
Never know. E. What do you got for E, Jexxa? What comes to mind?
Exchanges.
That's the thing we don't have. All right, let's go with it. Why don't we have them, Jexxa? Why don't they like us?
Well, it can go. It can be as shallow as we haven't paid for it, or as deep as even if we wanted to pay for it,
your money's no good here, Hexacan.
Your money's no good. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. We don't have the big VC tentacles running through our chain, and there's two things VCs do. One is they give you a big cash injection. They take your firstborn child for that cash injection, but they give you a big cash injection. The second thing they do is they plug you into their network. So if you're not part of their stable, then you might find it hard to get listings on anything that they've got their tentacles in. But if you come in through one of their incubators or something like that, then you'll get the red carpet treatment down through all of their network and all of their contacts. So there's probably a bit of that goes on as well, I would imagine. But in saying that, that's also forced. So we've got the Coast guys that have fired up their on-ramp. Bridges, so Hyperliquid, what is it? Hyperlane is the new one that's just Hyperlane. What else we got? Liberty swaps. What we still haven't sort of cracked is tying into a good exchange where people can easily flow through it with a bit of volume. Like I think the Liberty swap guys can push a fair bit of volume on chain, so from various chains, but I think Coast is probably the only one that could take like hundreds of thousands of dollars from a bank and push it onto PulseChain at the moment. I could be wrong. If someone knows, let me know. But that's probably a little bit of it's good from. I think we're starting to get the crypto to crypto thing covered, that's important for me. But yeah, I think if you want to bring in the no coiners, that's when you need the exchange. We need some easy rails to do that.
We had OKX for about a month or so, and then
and
then we had. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and that was a cracker to have. Why can't we get that again? Like I don't know what the showstopper is there on why we can't have that, because they've obviously done it all before. It's not like it's hard. The integration stuff would all still be there. Don't know why we can't get that one. The excuse at the time was the SEC excuse. That's gone away.
Yeah.
Red notice, maybe? Don't know.
It's hard to be generous with the centralized parties too. I mean, it's just I'm looking here. They literally have DEX, but they don't have anything listed for PulseChain. I'm like, you have the category, but have you not added the PulseX? Like I think TradingView added PulseX, and we have some stuff from there. But I mean, you look at the markets. I mean, most of the volume. I mean, of course, it's on the DEX. If you go to DeFi Llama, or just on PulseX itself, you can see. I mean, there's a ton of volume going through PulseX. But when you look at it on the most popular trading sites and stuff, it looks like there's nothing there.
What's CoinGecko like? Because they're usually pretty neutral.
I was just there. They don't. What the hell? Okay, no. Why are you doing that? Verify I'm human. Okay. 1 sec. I'm pretty sure they didn't list it. Man, they didn't list it either in the click markets. Yeah, I'm on Dex. There's nothing there. I don't understand why there's.
Okay. Just go. I know. I'm pretty because we listed all the vouch coins on there. Can you just go have a look at vouch? Because I'm pretty sure that shows our markets.
Why would the native coin not show it, but community coin?
You can see it there. It's got, it had all the. So go down. Let's see if we've got.
Come on, Kick. I'm human. Yeah, so it shows it here, but it doesn't show it. Is this a bug?
Crazy,
Can we get this fixed? Like
crazy, yeah.
How?
Yeah,
that's
why I was surprised that CoinGecko wouldn't.
Literally, am I? Tell me I'm typing it in wrong. PulseChain PLS. This is the one, right?
Yeah.
Markets. Nothing.
Crazy, hey?
Wow. Do you or anyone else have contacts there? Can we get them to actually put the DEX volume?
Yeah, that's really strange, hey? I've never noticed that.
Yeah. It seems like a bug. Seems like not correct.
What about PulseX? Does that show there correctly? Maybe it's a native coin thing they can't do it. It seems odd, though.
I thought about that, but I don't know why. God, this kid me the human thing again. Gatekeeping. Yeah. PulseX has it too. Why does the PulseChain? Why does the PulseChain?
I wonder if it's a native coin thing or not. Don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope but they would just be okay. So let's say that it is that. So they should have WPLS then, right? They got to show some trading for coins, like Rat Pulse, but that's probably going to be on Ethereum.
Yeah, it will be.
Oh, it shows PulseX for that. Okay. Yeah. But okay, so anyone looking for PulseChain on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, it looks like for that matter, is going to look at these metrics that are not they're not correct. So nobody's going to be searching for Rat Pulse. They don't even know what Rat Pulse is. Oh man. Okay. Anyone want to reach out to CoinGecko and do you think they'll actually fix it? Because that's not good. Because if I go here and go look at PulseChain, you're gonna be like trading volume $24,000, $4 billion mark, FTV. What? Why would I be interested in that?
Yeah.
All right. You have to look into that. You had to pick exchanges, didn't you? Had to pick exchanges.
We had to get in that rabbit hole.
Everyone, you're getting your money's worth today. We're going through some A to the F, E to the L to the F.
FUD.
I think
there's been a lot of that lately.
What is the best FUD you've heard? What is something you just laugh at? You're like, you know what? Not even going to hide it. It's pretty funny. You did a good job on that. What's the best FUD you've heard?
I'm trying to think. There's been a wall of FUD the last week. So, I like the Saudi thing always keeps going up. That's
There's so many over the years. It's only been 2 and a half years, but there's so many, like in that time period, there's like a decade of jokes and a decade of just like memes from it.
Yeah, I was seeing that getting pulled out again yesterday, like people pulling out the receipts and things like that. You cried harder than I cried.
Happy birthday, Hexo, by the way. He posted a birthday thing. I told him just 2 more weeks, man. 2 more weeks, we'll be there. Don't worry. We're going to get it done. I think, that's the thing. I think even Richard mentioned this the other day when he went on the Blockaroni spree. He's like, it better be. He said something like, "It better be funny. It better be funny."
Yeah.
that's kind of my rule too. If it's funny, then I'm like, all right, whatever. It's funny.
Yeah,
but
that's right. Yeah,
not in good taste.
Or if you're just genuinely having an emotional breakdown on Twitter, then that's your own problem.
It's just it better be funny. If it's funny or
real funny.
Yeah. Again, everyone out there not having a good time with PulseChain. We're sometimes you got to laugh some. You got to just relax, not take everything too seriously. And when the green candles come, imagine how cheerful we will be. And I hope you have a big, big, big bag there that you can dump on everyone's heads and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, PulseChain got smashed, yes, but so did ETH and everything the last couple of days. So, yeah.
Jexxa's pulling out the whataboutisms. What about ETH?
What about it?
What about Cardano? What about Solanzar?
Yeah, we're not isolated from the rest of the market.
Yeah.
We have had our fair share. Go up.
Go up. Price go up.
Price go up.
Oh, that's actually leads to a great question. There's a huge movement. I did the poll the other day. I'll find that in a second. Of talking about the last debate I hosted was Cairo and Pedro talking about, will the bull market, is it going to end Q4 around that time period? Is this the bull run, or are we going into like Q2 2026? What do you think?
Things can change rapidly. I think we've all seen that happen. We can have the market parabolic move and it lasts 2 months. So I'm not writing anything off yet. To me, it doesn't feel like we're there. Like we're so far from people feeling confident in the market that how can you skip confidence to go into a blow off top? Like I can't see how you can just skip that area where everyone's feeling excited about what's going on. There's not even
this time is
at
different.
the moment. Well, there's not even hope at this. Well, maybe there's a little bit of hope, but there's definitely not optimism. Like I don't know.
There's nothing to blow off.
Yeah, that's right. Like we're so far away from being in a position where we can go to that parabolic phase. But like I said, things can change. They can spin on a dime. Just don't feel it at the moment. So either we're not going to get anything at all, and it's just been the worst run ever, or we're just not at that point, and it's going to drag out a little bit longer. And it's not because of the crypto 4-year cycle thing. It's because of the world we're in at this point in time from a macro point. So,
according to the poll, I imagine a lot of people from the community answering this one. A lot of people are looking for Q4, and then the next highest one is Q2 in 2026, which I think probably are the two most popular trains of thought.
Yeah. But are they calling top then, or just okay? That's when we start to
glory, Jexxa, glory.
All right, glory. I don't know if we. I mean, you could go from now to glory by December, but
need at least a 3x.
It'd be pretty face melting if it did.
Man, can you imagine? Just like next week, it's just like, all right, hex doubled. It doubled again. You could have sold on. You could have sold on the double. You could, and it did. I can't do enough shows to cover it. Like it'll just be amazing.
Well, was it 13 doubles that we got to?
I think that's the number 13. Yeah. Because sold on double.
I'm all for it, man.
Double.
Hey, if we want to get there by the end of the year, I'm not going to say no. I don't feel it in my bones at the moment, but we'll see.
Speaking of being funny, I thought this was a pretty good one. This is Hexologist and Richard. This was to a crying post, and this is isn't that the scene from Austin Powers when those two guys, little Mini, what's his name? Mini-Me,
yeah,
Mini-Me and Dr. Evil. I think. Yeah. Cheer up, little guy. He still loves you. Oh God, great one. Great question from Christy. I got a couple questions in the chat. I'll post it. But is Richard Hart still working on PulseChain? What do you tell people who ask that question? Like to us, it's a very nuanced, question that I don't think about very often. But like new people coming in, what is, I got to take this picture down. It's cracking me up too much to read the question. What is Richard Hart still working on PulseChain?
Yeah, that's a pretty multi-layered thing. So he's obviously around. He's tweeting about. He's tweeting within the community, so he's obviously engaged with the community. He hasn't walked away. What do you mean by working? Well, is he out there doing live streams? No. Is he having some say in the background about things that are happening, or can he financially move things? Yeah, I'm assuming so. We don't know who controls keys to wallets. Could be Richard, could be someone else. Too many unknowns. But has he left PulseChain? Hell no. Like, I don't think he's anywhere near done what he's doing, what he set out to do. So G is for go up and for glory, and I don't think he's had his glory yet. So, and I think that's half the FUD is people are saying, if he doesn't do it now, it's never going to happen. And
I think he works on his own timeline.
Yeah.
However, you never know. Get a nap in.
Yes.
G for get a nap in. This is when I saw this, I got the AI to make this one. I was like, that literally, if I were to imagine Richard taking a nap, falling asleep in the chair, that's what he would look like. Like, that's what I would imagine. I was like, well done, AI, well done.
They nailed it with the watches and everything, didn't they?
He got a PulseChain shirt. He's got the special, only like the devs and he'll have these shirts or something special edition. Fun speculation. But yeah, Richard also the greatest hits is I don't work for you. No expectations. Yeah. If I, of course, I believe he's still doing everything he can to make sure PulseChain is awesome, and probably has all kinds of amazing stuff he hasn't shared with us yet. And he's, you got the clip of him saying, I got lots of tricks up my sleeve, more than most, and he's well resourced and billionaire genius founder guy, all that stuff. So even though I don't expect him to do things for me, I don't expect him to, meet whatever arbitrary timeline I have or want, all that stuff. I do think that he is doing what a founder of his type does on his timeline, and he probably knows better than most of us. That's why I try not to give him a hard time about it.
He's probably not sitting on Twitter every day worried about what everyone is thinking. He's probably got other higher priority things he's dealing with, I'd imagine.
Yep. H, we got for H, Jexxa.
You got to do Hex, don't you?
I think it is Hex. Let's get Hexy. Hex is the premier asset on PulseChain. You stake it if you want, 1 to 15 years, 1 day to 15 years. You can trade it. You can LP with it. You can
just hold it.
You can hold it. You can pray the price goes up for it. You can. There's all kinds of products built up on top of it. During Hex Week, talked about so many things: actuator protocol, Hedron, Stakehouse, Maximus. It's like, what else? There's I feel like there's at least 10 different products that are pretty popular that are built on top of Hex.
So someone jazz ass Hex is. And they put a skull. Hex is dead.
I think that's the dead. Is Hex dead, Jexxa? There we go.
I don't think it's anywhere near dead. Like, you looks pretty brutalized at the moment. I'm not going to lie. But we've also had a split. So we had Hex on Ethereum, and half the economic energy got forked over with Hex on Pulse, and there was still is controversy over where value should sit and what one Hex should be worth relative to the other. We haven't seen that story play out, and what people that hold P Hex expect and what people that don't even know what PulseChain is expect can be two very different things as well. So if you're in the Ethereum ecosystem and you just hear about Hex pumping, and it could be Hex on PulseChain has gone ballistic, they're just going to go, okay, I'm going to go to MetaMask and find Hex. They don't know that it's not the one on PulseChain. They'll just bang funds into Hex on Ethereum. So don't underestimate how little research people do with things like that. They'll just stuff funds into anything when they hear there's green candles to be had.
I think that's really an interesting scenario I was thinking about, where people coming into Hex and PulseChain, if they buy Hex, they may, accidentally or on purpose buy Hex on Ethereum because it's the most available, or whoever's onboarding them may suggest they do so, or whatever style, however they come on. But then even if they buy eHex and you're like, no, but I want them to get on PulseChain, I think a lot of them will end up, after they learn, okay, maybe they just buy Hex first and then they bridge it. I think a lot of them will either hold it there or bridge it to PulseChain. And now we got more value on the bridge,
Yep. Yeah, so no, I don't think it's necessarily bad. And Yeah, like I said, I don't think we've seen the game play out on either of the hexes yet. I think a lot more good stuff to come for Hex, and it's when I done the presentation on what are the core things you need to have your own financial network. Hex was one of the things I put in as like a store of value component. Now, at the moment, you go, well, it's the shittest store of value to be seen because the chart looks terrible. But Bitcoin done that as well. So I think you've got to let that whole story play out before you go making assumptions on what could be. If Hex goes up 3 or 4x above its previous all-time high, that's not and can hold some of that value, hold above the all-time high, then that's essentially what Bitcoin done. So I think we've just got to let that play out.
Yep.
The story's not done yet.
No, we got a lot more to write in the story. All right, we got to blaze through a few of these though. Coming up on got like 15 minutes left on time. I want to go through. I want to hit inflation because I think this is something that's kind of misunderstood. The PulseChain. Can you explain the PulseChain inflation model? I mean, how it ties into validators and like how is it? How could we be net deflationary with enough volume and stuff?
Yeah. So obviously we've got a bunch of validators that need to process all the transactions on the network. They've got to get paid by the network. So that means PulseChain increases the amount of mints fresh pulse every day to give to the validators. And you go, great. Well, isn't that going to mean that it's just going to infinitely mint? Well, no, because there's a burn mechanism to that as well. So when the chain's busy, that's when we can go deflationary. So we've probably had periods where we've been, so that's showing deflationary periods there, I'm assuming. So yeah, if we get enough activity and enough fees are getting paid, then all that's getting burnt and that offsets the new issuance. So that's where you want to be, is you want to be in a position where there's enough activity going on chain to get us either net neutral or deflationary. So it looks like am I reading that chart right, where we're typically either even or getting
the yellow is the burned. Yellow is burned, and then we've actually had a lot of burning, and there's been inflation is the gray issued versus burned from what I can see. But there's some days that just a ton of PLS was burned.
Yep. So when, like I said, the chain has been so quiet. Everything's been quiet on chain, not just on PulseChain, across the board. Like ETH, the fees I'm paying on ETH at the moment are just insane. I never thought I'd see fees like that. They're so low. So the on-chain activity is just not there. So when we see more on-chain activity in general, and on particular on PulseChain, inflation will be deflation.
Seems pretty much like a little nice little pump of metal. Hopefully in the long term, that's probably why they implement on ETH too, because they're like, all right, for that big brain. I know we want world computer, but also we want to make a lot of money. Make us a lot of money, please. So Vitalik's like,
you want to drive the value into the net. Jay.
Other than Jexxa.
Yeah, I can't even think of something for Jay. You've got me.
Yeah. Jay. I'm cheating a little bit. I got the original slides that give me hints too along the way. I got journey. PulseChain's journey.
It was definitely a journey. Epic journey. Yeah. And I think we've had a lot of people along for the journey for so it's 4 years now since the sack. Is that correct?
So it started in summer 2021. What I can remember. So it's been 4 years since sacrifice.
So that is quite the journey. I think we're only midway. Not even. So and that's what I don't think people understand is on this journey. Like, how old's ETH now? What's that? That'd be 10.
I think it just hit the 10 year. Yeah, 10, 11.
Yep. We're in year 2. We've got a long way to go before our story's written. So if you're just looking at PulseChain from this cycle, you're not looking far enough ahead. It's great definitely watch your bags, watch them go up. Hopefully you make some money. That's great to see from this cycle, but that's not what I'm focused on. It's not what I'm building for. I'm building for 10 years plus. Like, you want to see this thing survive, and if it's to be successful, it's got to be around for many, many decades.
Yeah, everybody wants to make a lot of money this cycle, and I think there's many, many confident people that tell you they believe that's definitely going to happen. But again, looking at like whatever to the cycle, like you gotta like, do you want to use the tools available? Do you want to keep earning yield? You know, do you want to sell, or do you want to, use the financial tools available, all the advanced ones out there? Like, there's a lot of things to think about and make decisions on coming up.
You drag it all back out and go to a bank. Like, where do you want to keep your funds?
Yeah, that's, this question came up the other day. I think it was around
pay for where do you keep your funds?
There we go. Let's just keep going with it. Keep your funds. Where do you keep your funds? I think the question came up around trusting stablecoins, like how much centralization there were in certain ones for, DAI versus USDC and all that stuff. And my answer was, well, I think it depends on how much like money you're like. It's a different question between, I've got $1,000 that I want to get, and I want to get USDC to go bridge over to PulseChain to buy something, versus, hey, I've got $1 million that I made during the bull run. Where do I want to keep it? Do you want to keep it in USDC if you think it's centralization, or do you want to keep it in, all the speculation around why the SAC bought Ethereum? Some of it was around like, what if that was the, DAI had all these changes with Sky and all that stuff. Maybe it wasn't be able to trust it anymore. You got to go in something is decentralized like ETH, and also obviously the potential price performance. But decentralization and having something where it's not confiscatable, you trust it much more. I think the amount of risk you're taking, $1,000 versus $1 million, makes a huge difference on that, and the way I think about it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the problem at the moment on ETH is you go to USDC, well, you got counterparty, you go to USDT, same thing. You go to DAI now, same thing. It's just underpinned by USDC. And they've literally they've enabled the freeze functions on their new contracts, the Sky, whatever it's bloody called these days, because they have to. If they want to play in that stablecoin space, the regulated stablecoin space, they have to have those features. So you're right. Where do you go? And out of all of those three, I think pretty much they're all as bad as one another from a freezing point of view. In actual fact, if you get the DAI one, you're probably layering another layer of suck on it, because you got two parties that can freeze your stuff. So it's not what it used to be. So yeah, where are you going to keep your money? You need somewhere safe that you can do that.
I hope there's a great edge that PulseChain has one day too, with around stables and around privacy and all these things. I hope the answer is PulseChain one day, and we don't just have bridged over stables and we have minted stables and stuff here too. But I think the more that are backed by unconfiscatable type things, I think it's will be really cool to see.
Yep. Yeah, and look, one of the most hated things on the chain at the moment might actually be that thing. Who knows? There's stories that have got to play out still.
We've got a lot of interesting narratives. So yeah, we'll see how they go. L stands for losing and losers, and that's not what we are. We are the opposite. #winning. You just don't know it yet. Tell them, Jexxa. Tell
them. Yeah, you're not a loser. You're a future winner.
There you go. I like it. That's all you need to know on that one. M. What do you got for M?
M.
My money. Where's my money?
Where's my money? Yeah. M. Oh, you test me here, man.
Man, chat's dead silent. It's all up to us today.
Yeah, I can't think of anything for M. What's on your secret list of M?
Meme coins.
What was that one?
Memes.
Meme coins. Yeah.
Memes. Yeah. I mean, there are definitely a lot of meme culture on PulseChain.
Yeah. Which is great for having a bit of fun and seeing some price go up. Is that where you want to keep your money when a market rolls over? That's the thing of, that we haven't seen that play out. There'll be one or two that, managed to survive, but most meme coins, they're going to go the way of the NFT stuff for sure.
They say go the way of the dodo bird.
That too. I think they're like the NFT guys have called as of yesterday. I think they called for the bottom on apes or something like that. So.
Oh yeah, well we got in next. I was going to call NFTs on that, but real quick, you have to go minting and burning. There you go. When you lock up your hex tokens for burning, and the contract mints you, if you participate with the Truth Engine and the full body of days, minted your principal and your yield back. So pretty cool. DeFi, like literally that foundation is like one of the foundational principles of DeFi, minting and burning. Like I love that concept so much. We don't, I think DAOs have their purposes in certain things, but like you don't need to hold money in a contract in order to participate in or do DeFi like things. I think minting and burning is like a genius way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
We got in for NFTs. Are NFTs dead?
They're definitely nowhere near as popular as they were. I think the tech is interesting and there's some cool stuff you can do with it, but the way they've been implemented on chain, like it's hard to get a good market for it. When you do have a market, it's a centralized place. But the tech's still cool for sure. And I think, do you guys have Ticker Tech over your way?
Ticker Tech. I've not heard of that.
So Ticker Tech is like in Australia and New Zealand and places like that. If you want to go to a concert or sporting match or something like that, usually go to a site called Ticker Tech and you buy your tickets online there. So I think behind the scenes, every one of their tickets is actually an NFT, but you don't see that as a user on the website. But I'm pretty sure from what I read a while back, under the hood, they're doing all of that. So what that means is that ticket can actually carry other rights and things with it in the future and may have financial value or who knows. So there's cool stuff that can be done with NFTs, but the profile pic NFTs, I argue that they're not much value.
I think that's with NFTs, I think that is, I never really got the art portion. Maybe it'll take off. I'm sure there'll be some form of it that does well. I don't think that's completely going away, but the utility aspect of like, okay, it makes sense to be able to give digitize, rights to do things like go to an event or whatever. That makes that's like obvious, like a use case for us. So that's where, I could see that going forward too. Yeah.
But there's so much more like the wrapping that you can do with them. So we've got that on Hedron, all our COSA stuff. Actuator uses it.
Actually, NFTs for liquidity positions. Yeah. I kind of forget about those.
Yeah. So there's NFTs like that are useful. And then you can whack the pretty art on them as well as a side note. But NFTs for the art, doesn't do much for me.
Thanks. We got to wrap up. We're going to do rapid fire. Are you ready? Your body ready?
Go. Let's go.
On ramps.
On ramps.
If you don't say anything within 3 seconds, I'll give it to you. How's that?
On ramps, yeah. Okay.
We need more of them, but there's good community ones. Liberty Swap, Kibbs Finance. Go to PulseChain.com. You can see a big list of them, but they're getting bigger. P.
You know I'm going to say it.
Yeah. Oh,
P.
I was going to say, is he going to say PulseX? No, of course. You can say P.
PulseX.
Yeah. Either one. P. Yeah. Okay. I think we covered Dexes and P dies. You can research if you like as well, but we'll see what happens with that narrative going forward too. Be interesting.
Yeah.
Q.
Quick. It's all going to happen quick. It feels like it's not, but then all of a sudden we'll see a surge, whether it's just on PulseChain or whether it's the whole market. Things will move quickly. It doesn't feel like it at the moment, and it feels very boring. And we have most of the time the charts are very, very boring, and then you have a quick move. So yeah,
I'm looking for Richard to tweet something that the match has been struck.
Yep,
the match has been struck. Yep. Like it'll be something good. R.
Yep.
Richard Hart, come on.
Richard Hart, yeah. I was trying to come up with something a little bit more original, but yeah, Richard Hart, yeah. Don't write him off, I guess. He's taken a lot of slings and arrows over the last
Dude,
few
his
years.
comeback will be the greatest comeback in crypto history. Like, if you believe he's going to come back, he's going to come back, and it's going to be glorious. Like, I hate to say like the overused word, I guess, but it's like, don't write that down.
I should have actually. I probably should have brought this up when we had H, but I done a little tweet out yesterday. Me and Tommy went back and forth a little bit. We talked about Hexaco, and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, it'd be cool to have Hexaco. We can have an island where we can all go and we can all be free and libertarians and whatever." Which I think would probably be just a disaster in of itself. But
hard to manage, put together. A lot of administrative stuff.
Hexaco was the terminology was a carved out economic zone where you're free from the existing tyranny of the banks and the legal jurisdictions. And I don't think it was ever meant to be a physical place, an island or a state. Hexaco is PulseChain, and to be that place that's unencumbered by jurisdiction, we've had to do things the hard way. And that's what I'm saying. We'll bring this back down to Richard. Richard has put everything on the line to try and produce that Hexaco, that carved out economic zone that isn't under the purview of the US from a securities point of view, or any other nation from that point of view. The outcome of the SEC case, the judge literally said, where does the blockchain live? And it doesn't live anywhere. So that's your carved out economic zone. Now, if you build things right, and he's had to suffer the slings and arrows to do that, get tested in court, the outcome is you end up with this economic zone that you can then do things within. So that's what I think he's aiming for, or what he's built. Maybe we're partway there. I'm not sure how far along that journey we are, but I think that's the end game.
That's a very astute point. Like, I feel like nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the side effects of, and the ideal behind even taking on the SEC and winning and stuff like that. It's awesome. Awesome. All right, S. We got to rapid fire these. S, we got like, what is that? S 22. So like 5.
Security, safe. Keep yourself safe and secure. Don't do stupid things.
Security.
You're in control of your funds when you're playing in this world. So treat it with care.
Do not Google for any website you're going to connect your crypto wallet to. Do not Google for that.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Okay, so just quickly then, if you don't know a website, how do you get to the right one?
You got to go realdefi.com, and there's links to a lot of different places. Now, literally, like that, I think that's I just bookmark because I like Go Real DeFi, and it's got Liberty Swap on there and stuff. So I either bookmark trusted sources, I go to a trusted source X page that I know that it's kind of like, there's different ways to get scammed and stuff on that too. But it's like, go to a place, either bookmark it or go to a place where there's a source of truth, even PulseChain.com stuff too. But do not search for anything that you would connect your wallet to. That's how I avoid stuff.
So T is trusted sources then. So always find multiple trusted sources. Don't just go to one. If you're trying to find PulseX or the PulseChain bridge, you go to at least 3 different places that you think are official, and make sure that they all line up. And because you never know what's official and what's not. So you've got to dig around, go to Twitter, go to bloody, I don't know, a Telegram group. Find different sources where you can piece it together, and before you go clicking on something.
And here's a trick. Here's a trick too that I've used to verify if you're talking to the person you think you are. Get them to say you get a message on Telegram or X or wherever from someone, and they're asking you to do something. They're asking you to a website, or it just feels unfamiliar. Ask them to contact you on another platform, and it's easy. If somebody messaged you on Telegram, there's a lot of scammers on there. Somebody messaged you, and you're suspicious. Say, hey, I just sent you a message on X. Hit me up on there real quick. And if they don't, they're not legit. So use it's almost like a two-factor authentication. You're authenticating them on 2 different factors, 2 different platforms.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. U is for you do the work.
You do the work. Uptime.
I was going to say Uniswap and the different versions. Not Uniswap, the app, but Uniswap, the platform
Okay.
that keeps evolving. And yeah, they are the granddaddy of DeFi DEX type stuff. And when we're going to have Uniswap v4 fork on PulseChain, maybe in a year or two, we'll see. Whenever the license comes up, it should be interesting. V is for victory. You know what? I know what you're going to say though. Say it.
Say it. V is for vouch.
V is for vouch. There you go. I like it. Vouch, pretty good. I like the vouch system. W, it's obviously winning.
Winning, yeah. We'll get there.
We're going to keep winning so hard and be tired of winning.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward. X for,
X.
What do you got for that?
X, get on X and promote the PulseChain and reach outside of your audience, engage with other communities, and you got to get outside your little bubble. So X tends to force you into a little zone. So you've got to break out from that every now and then, reach out and follow people you wouldn't normally follow and start interacting with them.
So go do some spaces, X spaces.
You are the community, so you got to build it.
Why? Yield farming is the only thing I can think of.
Yield farming.
Why aren't we going up right now?
Well, yes, it will get better.
Yes, it will get better. Z, I don't know what to say on Z. You got anything for Z?
Z.
Z. There you go. No one in America knows what that is, but I understand. It makes me think of Zed's Dead, the electronic band. That's the only thing you think of too. So if you're not having a great time, go listen to music and enjoy yourself. Undervalued. UFO is killing our chat today, by the way. And you got a couple vouch questions before we wrap up here too. Does vouch have any daily reflections holding? No staking yet. Yes. And then how often are they depositing holders' wallet? Yeah,
that's quick. That's easy to answer. So if you queue up 100,000 vouch in your pending, then it'll go into a queue and get sent out to your wallet. If you're a little bit impatient and you want to trigger that early, just send yourself a 0 vouch transaction. And what it does is it interacts with the vouch contract and does the claim automatically for you. So if you want to force your claim to come through, you can do that.
Awesome. Jexxa, another excellent stream. We've been killing it the last few weeks. Huh?
Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take to get through the whole alphabet. I think we could have went on for another hour.
I think we could have. Yeah, that's true. I wish I had a little bit more time. We definitely. I'm gonna post this again on X too and be like, go through and count how many gems you got from the conversation, because I think we talked about some pretty cool nuanced stuff that I don't think a lot of people even remember or know about in the ecosystem that are pretty cool. So hopefully everyone got some value out of it today. I enjoyed it. That was a great stream.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to. I think it's nice just to remind us how far we've come as well. Get there and bounce.
Can I get a konnichiwa for that, Richard? Can I get a konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa approved. Konnichiwa approved. Oh, lost your video.
I don't know what's happened there.
It's not time yet, Jexxa.
You killed me. You konnichiwa'd me out.
Second time. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa turned off his webcam. That's okay. Jexxa, where can people find out more about you and the vouch product?
So as you can see on screen, my Twitter or my X handle is at Jexxa. Sorry, at J_Jexxa. For everything vouch related, go to vouch.run. From there, you can jump out to any corner of the ecosystem. That's weird. I don't know what's happened to my camera, man. That's just died.
It's okay. It's only the second time. Don't worry. It's getting
One's always happened right at the end.
Hey, that's the best time to happen. It's actually worked out. All right, everyone. That's all we got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We are out.